Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is Victor once again. It's another day and we have another scholarship. This scholarship in Australia covers up to 2 years for students undertaking Masters by Research or up to 4 years for students undertaking a doctoral degree, that's a PhD. And as you can see on the screen, this is fully funded, full fees. And then you also get a stipend of 38,500. That's not all. You also get 2,000 or even 3,000 depending on whether you are within or outside Australia. So for international students, you're getting 3,000 in relocation grants. Finally, you get student health insurance also covered. So this is the scholarship we're talking about today, and there are 350 spots. That's a large number of spots, and I hope if you do your homework well, you get a spot as well. So that's not all. We'll be talking about how to, number one, apply directly without an agent, because some Australian universities want you to apply to an agent, and that's an extra cost. So how do you bypass the agent and apply directly? Talking about that. We'll also be talking about application fees, how to get your application fee waived, because that is another financial hurdle. So how do you get that waived? Finally, we'll be talking about the English language test. How do you get your English language test requirements, the IELTS or the TOEFL or other test requirements? How do you get them waived? So these are all the topics we'll be talking about today. So sit tight, follow me through as I talk you through all these steps on how to apply. And by the way, just last year, somebody on this channel won the scholarship at Melbourne University in Australia. And you can take a look at the offer. Then it was 37,000. And then you also get relocation grant of 3,000 and the health insurance. Just everything promised on the university website. So let us begin without any further delay. So welcome once again to my YouTube channel. Can you believe that we almost got hacked? We actually got hacked, and fortunately, a number of you reported the suspicious content, and YouTube and Google stepped in on time to clean the channel, and now we're back. So for about 2 days, we're offline. Unfortunately, we're back, and the hackers have been kicked out. So great news. So you're welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're joining for the first time, do not be a stranger, but where have you been? There are hundreds of videos already on this YouTube channel on fully funded scholarships from around the world. So look around. I'm sure you find something that catches your interest. And if you're a returning viewer, a returning subscriber, thanks for coming back. Thanks for the constant support. And I hope you get a scholarship sooner than later. So let's dig in. So this is, as I said, is about a scholarship in Australia. And if you check the channel, there are scholarships from other countries, other regions. So look around, I'm sure you find something. So this is at the University of Melbourne, Australia. And let us clarify things about application fee, English test waivers, and then we'll come to steps on how to apply for the scholarship itself. So let's go. Do you need to apply by an agent? It says here that international students can manage their own application or submit through an agent. However, some nationalities are compelled to apply through an agent. Like if you're from Pakistan, China, or India, you're authorized or you're instructed to apply through an agent. But if you're not from any of these countries, you can apply directly without an agent. I hope that is clear. You can get further information by going to the search bar. Go to the search bar here and type agent, and then you get this page on how to, whether or not to use an agent while applying. So I'm glad to announce that for the majority of you, you do not need an agent to apply to study at this university. I hope that's clear. So good. Let's go to application fees. So the application fee at this university is 105 Australian dollars. However, if you're applying for what they call a research higher degree, and that is a master's by research or a PhD, you do not need to submit an application fee. So, am I exempted from paying the application fee? The answer is yes, because this scholarship I'm bringing to you today is for Masters by Research and a PhD. So, it belongs to this category. You have a research higher degree applicant, so you wouldn't have to pay anything. I hope that is clear. Good. So let's rush to the English language requirements. There are three options here: those from non-English speaking backgrounds, those from English speaking background or education, so those who did previously studied in the English language, you did your high school, you did your undergrad in English. So what documents do you need to put forth? And I believe a number of you might fall into the second category. So let's look at this. So for the second category, you would get your English language test waived if you had graduated from a university where English was the language of instruction. So it means if you have like studied in, let's say, Nigeria or Ghana or something like that, you can't make a case and say, "Oh, I've already studied in the English language. Do I need to submit any English language test?" So I think you fall into that category of people who have already submitted or who have already studied in English language speaking environments. And you can see here it says something about within 2 years of graduation or between 2 to 5 years if you've worked in an English majority country, or here see instructions about 5 years or more. So I believe one of these criteria will apply to you. No English language test for you. So that's good news. So we've got that sorted. English language test, application fee waived, and then agent as well. It's also waived. I think we saw the agent somewhere here. I think it was somewhere here the other time. So that's fine. Let's go back to the scholarship itself. So how do you apply for this scholarship? Yeah, this was the stuff I was looking for. So you apply here, or you type in your agent, and then it tells you whether your country is eligible to use an agent or not. As I said, just Pakistan, I think India and China need to use an agent. So how do you apply for the scholarship itself? The good news is that there's no separate application for the scholarship. You're considered automatically for the scholarship when you apply. You can see open for automatic consideration. So you apply directly for the course, and then if they think your application is strong enough, give you admission and they give you a scholarship. So how do you apply for the course? So remember, this is Masters by Research or a PhD. So you're coming mostly to do research, and it's different for a coursework Masters. So this is what I mean. So I've clicked on how to apply for a graduate research program. Then international applicants. Let's see what comes up. International applicants. Okay. And then there is instruction about international applicants. Let's look for application requirements. Application requirements. That's also loading. So what do you need? So usually you need you're going for a master's, you need a bachelor's degree. You're going for a PhD, you need a master's degree. But more importantly, you need a supervisor from this university. So you need a professor from one of the departments of this university who would supervise your work. And you need to write a research proposal. So since it's a master's by research or a PhD, you're coming to do mostly research and you're assessed on that research. But you need somebody in there in the university working on the area of research you're interested in. And that is why you need to look for a research supervisor. So let's look for one together. Find an expert. So let's see. Can find an expert here. You can also check for the different departments as well for the course you're applying for. So these are the navigations you have to do on your own. But here I'll just briefly state, it's still loading. I'll just briefly state how to go about it. So now we're using find an expert. So here we find a professor who specializes in our area of interest. Let's say I'm interested in climate change. So I type here climate change. And let's say climate change impacts on adaptation. This website would give me the name of professors working on climate adaptation, climate change. And now my work is to go through their different profile and check for the professor whose area of interest aligns with my background, aligns with my future goals. So let's look at this professor for instance, Professor Richard. So you look at him, look at the kind of research he does and see whether it maps into the kind of research you're interested in, maps into the degree you did in your undergrad, maps into your work experience. So this is it. And what do you do? If you've read this area of interest and you think it's in line with what you're doing, so then you send him an email and say, hello, Professor Richard Eckhart. I'm a prospective master's by research student or a PhD student, depending on your category. I wish to study at the University of Melbourne, and as part of my application, I'm required to find a supervisor. I've discovered that our area of interest align. I also work in this area. So you demonstrate your background, what you studied in undergrad, where you've worked, where you've volunteered. In case you have a publication, also stated there. So then you ask him, can I write your name as one of my research, as one of my prospective supervisors for my application? So something like that, that's what you need to do to apply to this university and for this scholarship. So very important, you need a supervisor. So there's a contact email here in case the supervisor is the person you are looking for. So let's go back to the applications requirements. So you need a supervisor. The supervisor would probably ask you to write a proposal. So if they say yes, they might likely ask you to write a proposal. Whether it's about how to contact a supervisor or how to write a proposal, there are already videos on this channel on how to do that. There are already videos on this channel on how to find a professor and how to write a professor, how to write a proposal. So just go to my channel, go to playlist. So when you go to playlist, you would see videos on how to, yes, let's scroll down a little. My internet is a little bit slow today. Sorry about that. You find videos on how to write a PhD proposal. These are different, like scholarship essays. Commonwealth, you do not need that one. How to prepare a PhD application, probably need that one. So these different playlists contain different videos that might be useful to you on how to write a supervisor, or how to write a CV, or how to write a research proposal. So let's go back to the main page. Let's maybe reload this page a little bit more. And I'll also put on the link in the description box useful links that you might need to actually find resources going about these your application requirements. So let's move on a little bit. Let's go to the application itself and see if I can get further information for you. So your job here is to go through this in details according to the what they call it, the area of research you're interested in and the degree, whether it's a master's or a PhD. So the requirements have been laid out here step by step. And remember, we've talked about fees already. We've talked about the English language test already. Those ones, you do not need to put them together. So these are the other documents you need to put together, like your transcript, your reference letters, publication if you have any. If you have some on the consideration, you might want to put them there as well. And of course, we talked about the supervisor as well. So when you've done all this, you can go to the online platform and apply. And remember, you're not using an agent. You're not using a representative, except you're from Pakistan, India, or China. Apply directly on their platform and you are good to go. No deadline was given to the best of my knowledge. No deadline was given. However, I would advise you to apply as soon as you can. As soon as you can put your documents together, please do so and apply. You do not want to be caught unawares, even though no particular dates were written on their website. And that's today's guide, fully funded by Masters and PhD at the University of Melbourne in Australia, covering your full tuition, covering your living stipend, covering relocation grants, and covering student health insurance. As usual, we cannot wait to celebrate you. As I said, there are materials already on this channel on how to go about preparing the application documents. Like this one, for instance, the statement of motivation. You also get here how to write a CV. You also get instructions on, you can see how to craft an award-winning research topic, a statement of purpose, how to write an award-winning research proposal, how to craft an engaging statement of purpose, how to contact a professor. So all these are relevant for this opportunity I just shared with you now, how to write an academic CV. So it's under my playlist and you can get all of them there. And of course, you can go to the home page and see other opportunities on this channel from different countries around the world. So who knows, you might just have multiple opportunities and multiple offers at the end of the year. As usual, we cannot wait to celebrate you. So get to work, and I'll see you at the top sooner than later. Bye bye for now, and do not forget to subscribe if you've not done so. Cheers.